I hate wasting money. You know, if I buy a microphone, I get good sound. If I buy editing software, I get a good editing experience. But if I buy advertising, what do I get? Logic says if you've got a podcast and want more listeners, you just need to get the details in front of the right type of person and demographic. To put it bluntly, if I spend 20 British pounds, I want 20 British pounds of value back or more. If not, I'm going to feel cheated, right? So will it work?
So I decided to do an Instagram, a promoted post. I think I did like 1,230 views on the video clip. That's 1,000 more than I usually get. But on the downside of that, I got 2 follows and I only got 21 profile visits. So there was no value in actual aggregated followers.
I was trying to think of a positive angle to what Mike said. Perhaps if you're in business and you know the lifetime value of a new follower, you might be able to say, aha, that's worth it for me. But let's face it, still a bit of a stretch with those figures. So can we end this video right now then? Can we say adverts don't work? Well, maybe not.
Ads definitely work, but the science of this is really going to be iffy, because in order to get really hard data, you have to do a lot of scientific testing, A/B testing.
Matt Napper's been in advertising in different ways for a good chunk of his life, and here's some figures from one campaign he did. See what you think of these.
What I could ascertain through all my Google Analytics and all that stuff, it netted me 87 YouTube subscribers, 11 Facebook subscribers, 112 audio podcast subscribers, 12 added to my mailing list, 119 audio downloads.
And there's the rub. Adverts can be a staggering waste of money, but also quite successful. So how do you and I make them work? Well, reach the right people for starters. There are plenty of tools to do that. Facebook allows targeting by age, demographic, school you went to, hobbies, and a lot more. So I tried a test. I put 20 British pounds in 20 minutes of ads on Facebook, and we got 1 click. And by the look of it, I mean, I can't tell on here whether it's actually taken any money or not. Oh, here we go. I've finally got some statistics, actually. 77 reach, 85 impressions, but we've had 1 click. And I'm not alone with those sorts of results.
I did a show on politics where we basically just made fun of both sides for an hour. So then I changed the demographic on the ad from 18 to 45 to 65. Because you get a lot of boomers on Facebook arguing about politics. I ended up getting a lot of comments on the post complaining about my political views, which I love.
So targeting made a difference, but was it a success?
I'll usually spend $20 and I'll chase a certain demographic. I'll get about 1,600 views on the ad. And I think the last one had 15 post clicks to my show.
Okay, so targeting alone clearly isn't enough. It's a start. But just getting in front of the right people clearly isn't going to guarantee that our investment was worth it. So it's also where the audience is and how likely they are to respond to the advert where they are currently. Consider this comparison that Matt did between 2 ads that he placed.
So I did a $20 USD Facebook ad for 7 days prior. So I did it as an event and promoted the event. My audiences were Joe Rogan Experience podcast fans, several other podcasts which were comedic in nature. My reach for that $20 was 3,027 people. It reached the result 7 viewers, averaging time 3 minutes and 47 seconds. Now, at the same time, I did the same ad on YouTube, spent $20 for 7 days, and the target was just basically whatever YouTube decides, because you don't get to do micro-targeting on YouTube. My reach was 7,441. The result was 123 viewers, average view times with 33 minutes and 12 seconds. The Facebook got me 3 minutes and 47 seconds. The YouTube ad got me 33 minutes and 12 seconds.
It's pretty clear then that someone thumbing through posts and images on Facebook is less likely to suddenly switch and go and watch Matt's video or put their headphones on and listen to a podcast. But someone browsing videos on YouTube who sees his ad was much more likely to watch his video. The bigger the jump then, the harder the sell. Perhaps someone on Instagram wants to learn more about the picture on your feed, or on Snapchat or TikTok. The smoother the transition, the easier the sell. So targeting works if it's in the right place. And also, of course, consider time too. Matt used a 7-day lead up and he used a promoted event, not just some plain text ad left in front of the right age or background as I did. So how do you work out where to place these adverts? The fact is, it's taken Matt a lot of time and effort to deliver all this.
And you have the time and the knowledge and the expertise and quality production of resources at your disposal. So it's time, resources, and expertise.
And that is where only you can make that decision. Will you experiment and see what works, or will you perhaps leave it to someone else who's done it before? You know, there are agencies like Sprizzy. At first, when I learnt about that, I was put off. But then Matt said that you can actually get going for as little as about $50, which still sounds a lot, particularly for a podcast. But if it works, it's probably still better value than my 20 British pounds that achieved absolutely nothing.
If you spend a lot of money, like $100, you may get a lot more post clicks, but how much money are you willing to spend on a show that's not generating any money?
Another technique is to advertise on shows which are similar to yours, either by bidding on the show's name in adverts and search, or by paying for an ad on that show itself. You know, if people that might be interested in your show are listening to a show about sailing at the moment and love it, maybe they'll try and listen to your sailing show too.
I had several comedians on. The groups I promoted it to were comedian groups on Facebook, and I did a lot of free stuff on that, posting in groups.
So it's clear ads can increase your listenership if you get it right, but are they worth it? If you know the lifetime monetary value of every listener you get because you're in business with your podcast, then you will know the answer instantly. If you're doing this just for fun, though, then only you can really answer whether that money was worth it. If you have a comment on this video or you would like to share your point of view, then get in contact. I would love to hear from you. And don't forget to click subscribe on this video and join me for the podcast at canimakeahitpodcast.com.